Okay, welcome to the Dominic Melendrez card reading. And it's so funny because when I opened the deck to do the card reading, I pulled this card 3 times. Once when I opened the deck, it fell on the ground. The second time, I was like, well, I just did the Caden Clark card reading, so I need to shuffle the deck and kind of clear the energy because before every time I do a card reading, I clean the energy. I acknowledge everything that's negative in the universe and everything that's positive, and I ask for everything that is positive in the universe to come into my card reading. And this is reminding me of him when he was in Lofton on his motorcycle. He was a free bird, and he has a big giant voice that comes with him. When he enters a room, you feel his presence, okay? There's no way you can't. It's a booming voice. He's kind of like a ray of light, and he's surrounded by all entities and animals. And animals, he's always said this, animals, I don't know what it is, but animals just literally show up at his door. He had one dog that is deaf, and it just showed up at his door. He's like, I didn't know I signed up for the thing, but it didn't matter because he took it in, because that's the type of person and that's the type of family that he has. All right. And it just shows me that he was a wild and free spirit back in the day, and he still has that booming energy that people can't resist. All right. Second card. Boom. And this just reminds me of this card reading because he asked me to do a card reading, Mike, but not only do a card reading, he goes, Mike, my whole life, and he's always talked to me about spirits and hearing conversations of spirits and types of things. And he goes, is there anything wrong? Is there anything attacking me? And then I just happened to have pulled this card during a personal card reading, but not only that, during the Trump returns card reading, which I'll put in the description below. And this guy right here, to me, in the description of this Sandscapes cards deck, it says it's like you're winning, but this does not look like winning. To me, this looks like winning. This looks like a man that's winning. To me, this looks like a man that wants to control the world. And the first time I pulled this card, and I did pull in the Trump card reading, and the reason that I was so ready to pounce on it is because we were under an attack. It was 2020, and I'm going to derail from this card reading right now, and I will get back into it, and I will explain the reason that why I will get back into it and why I had to show the card reading and emphasize the Trump returns card reading is because this card wants to dominate everything. When John Kerry says zero net CO2, this is what it looks like. Look, it's desolate. You see this card? He's standing on a dominant lion, like he owns the jungle. Look at the jungle. Look at no sunshine, just no trees, no nothing. And I pulled this in 2020. Now we're gonna get into why I pulled it and how it came to be, and why I eventually went to the Trump card reading and asked, like, is this guy gonna help out or what? It was one day. We're in 2020, and I had nothing to do. I was on unemployment. I was in a job for 14 years, and it took it away from me. And all I had to do was go on Facebook and go online and comment. Okay. And I was very against the narrative. Whatever the narrative was in 2020 and 2021, I was against it. And I was battling it. And I can't get into the details because they will erase this video on YouTube and other platforms, okay? And they have in the past. I've watched them do it. So I'm not going to get into the details, but that was going on, right? I was getting hundreds, if not thousands of views a day. I know that your clicker on your phone for Facebook can only get 99 likes. After that, you have to delete them to get more. Okay. I was like going, and then one day it got erased. Everything got erased, right? And I didn't know what happened. Well, one day I just wanted to go out and get some common goods in my neighborhood and go for a walk. 6 times when I tried to step off the curb, I almost got taken out by a car, right? And I'm like, by the fourth time, this is a joke, right? And I was like, well, fifth, sixth time, no, it's not. So then I decided to get into my car, go to Walmart, and get whatever essentials I needed, right? Because obviously walking around my neighborhood wasn't working. I go there, and I feel this energy. I sense this energy, right? It's just beaming on me. It's like when somebody looks at you and they're staring at you, right? And you're just like you look around and that person's just staring at you, you know? And I see this little orb and it's just like bouncing around, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, seriously? Seriously? Like, mind you, I just got hit by almost 6 cars after I put my little foot in the street, right? Mind you. So I'm on hyper, kind of like, what the hell's going on? But at the same time, I'm in Walmart. I just want to like get some peanut butter, some headphones, and maybe a transformer and some notepads or whatever the hell I needed. Some toilet paper, I don't know. And so I get all the way to the front of the line. There's this guy in front of me, and I could see it's like it's in front of me, you know. And then finally, I could see it, and it just goes right into this guy who's unloading his groceries in front of me. He goes right into him. I see just boom, and he just instantly, like a man possessed, like they say, a man possessed. He turns around, he looks at me, and he just starts going off in Spanish. And the first thought I had was like, how do you know I even understand what you're saying? But I did. He was like, 6 pies distancia, ¿por qué tu boca no cobre nariz? He was just telling me, like, why don't 6 feet? Out of nowhere. I swear, out of nowhere. And finally, a guy behind me taps my shoulder. Hey, man, they open the line over here. Go over here. And I go over to the next line, and I just look at the guy who tapped my shoulder. I'm like, did you see that? He just looks at me. He's like he saw it. And I was just like, damn, you know? So I rush home, and I do a card reading. And the first card I pulled was this. We are under attack. And not only under attack, these people want to dominate us. Look at this first card I pulled for Dominic. Beautiful sun card. He's riding on his beautiful dragon. It reminds me of him in Lofton on his motorcycle, free, enjoying this, basking in the sun. Everything's free. And then this dick bag shows up. All right? Wants to dominate everything, right? And now we're going to derail from the card reading, and we'll come back into it because this goes into my Trump card reading, okay, where I did my personal card reading. I pulled the same cards, but I'm going to go into it more into my Trump card reading because that one I posted, and it's stamped, it's dated back in 2020 or 2021. I will put it in the description below, okay? I asked, what are we up against right now? And it said we are up against something that wants to dominate us. This is a lion that it stands upon. It stands upon a lion, a dormant lion that is bowing to it. Shows its reef. We're at the point right now that it's showing its reef. It's showing themselves because at some point these evil people need to show themselves. This was not part of my Dominic card reading and why we're taking a derail and why we will go back to the card reading. But this card was the next one. It's in my Trump returns card reading in the description below because I pulled a personal card reading. It showed me this. I go, what in the hell did I just see? 6 cars want to run me over. I'm in Walmart and this guy snaps. I'm seeing this thing that looks like a little predator blurred out thing, and it just goes into a guy and it just witnessing this stuff, right? This is what I saw, the attack. Okay, do you understand? And then it told me in both card readings that a little bluebird or a little hummingbird is going to come and show enlightenment. And the evil veil will be lifted. That evil attack that I saw is going to be lifted. And this swan right here, it represents innocence. It's like a sheep. It's like just an innocent sheep, innocent swan that is being poked and jabbed all over the place. Do you get it? Okay, the attack. And that a bluebird, this is years, this is 2020, 2021, before Elon Musk bought Twitter. Do you know how happy I was? Do you know how just personally happy I was when Elon Musk bought Twitter? He bought the bluebird. He bought the little hummingbird. And then he opened up the files to show how you have all been shadow banned. What did I say I was doing before this experience happened to me? I was online getting hundreds, if not thousands of likes, and then I got shadow banned. And then the Twitter files, the little bird came. This was in silence. This is why Dominic wanted to hear his card reading, but I'm like, I have to derail because this is confirming my Trump returns card reading that the little bluebird would come. I didn't know any Elon Musk was going to buy Twitter, the little bluebird, the little hummingbird, and shine light on the attack because we were under attack. So as the little bluebird of enlightenment came, we were going to be able to see the innocent swans and sheep being attacked. The battlefield. Not only just a battlefield of me going out and getting attacked at Walmart or us all wearing our face diapers, we're going to see the attack in the internet. It was major. And this is when Dominic was like, Mike, the question he had was, can you explain to me this spiritual thing? His senses were heightened because Dominic, over 2020 to 2024, we have been in the biggest spiritual attack of all time, and you've sensed it and you felt it. But what has society told you? It doesn't exist, but it does exist. And now, with this being said, we're going to go back into Dominic's card reading. Dominic Scott Melendrez, card reading. Okay. And this is why I had to take a couple days to digest this card reading, because guess what your next card was? It was a swan being attacked. Now let's go back. We're back to you. We're back in the past. This is your past. This is your card reading. Okay, that was something I had to derail. Now we're coming back. This is a swan, and where is it being attacked? I like to call these three swords the friends, family, and relationships. Look at the sorrow. This is the sorrow card. This sorrow card. Sorry, this is the sorrow card. All right, friends, family, relationships. I know Dominic for many years now, and I know he was attacked by all those angles, and a lot of us are. This is an attack that we've been on, and this is so funny that it matches up to that. Look at that. Okay, this is why I needed time, Dominic, to do your card reading. What was the justice to their ends of attacking you? Because you were a shiny, bright sunshine. Your voice emanates joy. We don't make fun of your voice. We mimic it to give ourselves laugh, because you make us laugh when you're in our presence, because you are such a strong power. That sun card, don't forget it. It wanted you isolated. It wanted to control your shine. Instead of you just being out there on your motorcycle free and everything, it wanted to control your shine. It wanted to eat your energy. It wanted to take from your energy. It wanted you here. Look at this. Where are you? On a bed of thorns. Again, I go back to that card. Where is that swan? It's in a bed of thorns. And it's not till the little bluebird or hummingbird of enlightenment comes to first get rid of the evil spirit, but to show the swan how to escape from those thorns and all those jabs and pokes and swords that are coming down upon it. Okay? And you were here. And you eventually escaped it. And you told me how you escaped it. You basically pronounced it to the universe. You were at a party. And when you're in this isolation right here, sitting on a bed of thorns, it doesn't matter how many friends and how much beer and booze and drugs you have. You are alone there in your little room of isolation. But Dominic made the leap of faith. He decided to make the leap of faith. And he said it one night, and he's there with his friends and his family. He's living in Lofton, and he's working. He's worked in Las Vegas, and he's been bartending. He's been doing everything. And he told me one day, he confided in me, because he had moved from Lofton to San Diego. He had nothing. He had no friends. He had nobody. And I'm there helping him, train him to, like, this is where the liquor room is. This is the sodas. This is how we do our pours and everything. And he just broke open and told me the whole story, the way he just went through. And we're going to go through it, because we're just about to go through it. And he said, Mike, he goes, I'm in Lofton, bro. I got my apartment. We were partying. He was at a party or he's at a bar. And he just stood up and he's like, I'm better than this. I'm better than this. And he just couldn't help himself, because sometimes when you take that leap of faith, you play the fool. This is the fool card. Sometimes you need to be the fool to take that leap of faith. You understand? And he said it. He couldn't help it. He just said it. I think it's his sixth sense. I think he knew something was coming. He didn't know what, but he could sense it was coming. But at the same time, simultaneously, somebody else was sitting in solitary confinement. Somebody else was going through the ringer, simultaneously was getting their heart broken, and her name was Lisa. Okay? And she was going through a major divorce that involved a child, property, money, and just time. A professional woman that thought she had it all figured out. And then one day, and let's just all admit it, divorces don't just happen, they happen over time. So she was going through it just the same. But her friends decided Stella need to get her groove on. Stella need to get her groove back. We need to get her out of this isolation room that she's in. So they decided they planned a trip to go to Lofton. And guess who was the bartender at the hotel resort? Baby girl, we're going to go up there. We're going to gamble. We get your mind off this dude. You know what I'm saying? And guess who she ran into? And guess what she was ready to do? Take that leap of faith. And two fools that day ran into each other and decided to make that leap of faith. And before I know it, Dominic shows up on my doorstep at my job. He's the new bartender because he just left Lofton. He just left his motorcycle, his life, his job, his apartment, and decided I got to be with Lisa. And these two fools decided to make that leap of faith. And they did it. And now, as I'm telling this story, as I'm reading this card, this was 8 to 9 years ago. We're in 2024. This was 8 to 9 years ago. And they've had their bumps in the road because that happens with any relationship. But those two fools still are the most smiley, happy-looking people when I see their videos on Facebook, when I see their posts and all their things. Do you think that Lisa would have ever gone to a hockey game, an Anaheim Duck hockey game without Dominic? Remember one thing, Dominic. Where did you pull Lisa from, and where did she pull you from? Remember one thing. Where were you both? You were both here in isolation. People feeding off your energy, controlling your energy. Look at that. Window pane to control your energy. All those mechanisms to control your energy. Where were you at before that? Friends, family, relationships dominating you. But you guys pulled through it. And what happened? What happened next? Justice. You guys made it. Yeah, there was bumps in the road, and you guys still had daggers thrown at you and all kinds of thorns. Oh, this is the other thing. When you were in that time of isolation, I want to go back to this other card that I showed you, and this is why I pulled it, is because not only were there daggers thrown at the swan, there was the bed of thorns, okay? And right here, and when you were in isolation, sorry, I skipped over it. There's a lot in this card read, I'm sorry. This lady is sitting on a bed of thorns. So you're isolated, sitting on a bed of thorns, and people are controlling and dimming your light, right? That's why I had to redo your card reading, because look at the swan. It's trapped in a bed of thorns, and it's getting stabbed up pretty damn good. All right, that's why I had to redo your card reading. But let's move forward. Sorry, I digress. Justice happened. You guys came together. This card is telling me one thing. This little lady she's holding the scales, okay? She's holding the scales of justice, okay? It's telling me that the universe is telling me to tell you that you two hold the scales of justice in your hands. You can go back to that isolation bed where you're sitting on a bed of thorns and all that, licking your old wounds, opening them up. You could just tip that scale and go back there if you want. Or you can move forward, okay, into the now, into where you guys have developed. You guys have got justice. When you guys were at your bottom of the barrel, at the lowest of the low, you said no. You screamed out and said, I deserve better than this. I'm better than this. I don't want this. And then Lisa showed up. And I was there. I was there when you were a fool. I was there. I was there when you were doing a fool. You were thinking and contemplating about going back to Lofton. I could still get my apartment. I said, and then I met Lisa, and I said, no, man, that's one in a lifetime, bro. That's the white buffalo. You ain't. Mm-mm. So you stuck it through, and justice came. Now you have a home. Your son Logan is right across the hall from you. Her son is right across the hall from you. You got a little baby boy, a little grandson that can't wait to go splash in the pool with grandpa and suck up all your corn dogs. You're surrounded by animals, and let's go into the final card read of this. This is you two, okay? This is what I see when I look at these two. Boom. All I see is you, and yes, you're surrounded by entities, and we're under spiritual attack, and you sense that. But this is what I see. Remember, Dominic, you pulled Lisa out of that room, and she pulled you out of that room, that dark, desolate room on a bed of thorns. Okay? Remember that next time you lay your head together on that bed. You are no longer on a bed of thorns. You are on a bed of memory foam and clean sheets. And all I see is you surrounded by animals right here, and this beautiful woman out there picking oranges from her backyard with that pool and that beautiful, best tasting oranges I've ever tasted. The most sweetest oranges. She has an orange grove in her backyard, and I can't wait till the next season comes, and I'm going to tear them oranges up. All right? That's what I see when I see this. Look at it. It's orange energies, little energies. See, there's little energy, happy energies. Look at it. I want to make this tree grown. Yes, there's energies amongst us. Okay? And that's why I tell you the story of the things that I've been through. And with that being said, my final word in your card reading is that you guys have the scale in your hand. You can tip it either which way. It's up to you. The power is in your hands. You can tip it back to all that pain and misery. You can open up all those old wounds as much as you want, or you can focus on the future and the brightness that you have and the shine that you have. Yes, there's going to be hate. Yes, they're going to hate because you guys shine together. Look at this. Nothing but shine. And the greatest thing that I want to say is your family now, Dominic, feeds off your energy. Your family feeds off your glow. Okay? With that being said, that's Dominic and Scott Melendrez and Lisa Melendrez card reading. Until the next card reading, peace out.